Welcome to NAMM Show 2014. Joe from Mapex, and we're here with the Classic Drummer magazine, classicdrummer.com. Check them out for everything you need to know about drums, especially the most important thing about drums is where it came from, those people who brought the business to where it is today. At Mapex, we have a lot of exciting stuff. Most of it's in our mid-range product line, which the lines are Armory, Mars, and Armory snare drums. In the development of these lines, we did sort of realize that the mid-range price, not a lot of companies are concerned about the way the drums sound, the way the drums tune, the way the drums play. So what we did to overcome this, we developed a new bearing edge called Sonic Clear. The easiest way to explain Sonic Clear is, let me show you a little demonstration. Your typical bearing edge is a very sharp 45 with a very high crown and sharp and all the way out to the edge of the shell. Not a bad bearing edge, but what happens, as you can see when we throw a 12-inch head on here, the head doesn't seat. It doesn't seat evenly across the shell. What this will do, it'll make the whole tuning experience very difficult. It'll make getting a great sound very difficult, and it'll also affect the overall tone and the projection of the drum. So in the process of developing a new line and overcoming it, we came up with a bearing edge we called Sonic Clear. It's a 45 cut with a 3/8 back cut and a nice little flat edge that goes all the way around the top. With the same drum head that we used on the other demo, sits flat. Okay? If the head sits flat from the beginning and head surface to shell surface, that means the whole tuning process is going to be easier. You don't have to be an expert tuner to get it in tune, and the tone of the drum, the feel of the drum, and the projection and the range is going to be greater. So on all mid-range Mapex products in 2014, Armory, Mars, and Armory snare drums, you'll find Sonic Clear bearing edges. So now that we've talked about the bearing edge, let's look at a kit. Sonic Clear bearing edge, the first kit that we applied this to is called an Armory series kit. The Armory shell is a hybrid shell of birch, maple, and birch. All Armory kits are lacquer finish. They come with either black plated hardware or chrome hardware. Some of the features that we use in the award-winning Saturn kits, we use in Armory also. Like the Sonic Clear tom suspension mount, which allows a drum to float freely. We also use on the kit from Saturn the Sonic Clear floating floor tom leg. Okay? All Armory kits have applied to them Sonic Clear bearing edge. So once again, the drum set will tune quickly, immediately, and the sound will be really explosive. All the kits come in 5 or 6 piece outfits. Bass drums are virgin. So basically there's no mount on the bass drums. That means positioning the drum is easier, and the way it sounds is a lot more open, a lot fuller. All the Armory kits come standard with the Mapex Armory Tomahawk snare drum, 14 by 5.5 steel drum, upgraded snare drum, upgraded features, and an over-the-top snare drum that normally wouldn't come with this classic kit. Another thing Mapex is doing this year with Armory is if you're a player that buys one of these kits and you probably own a few snare drums, let's say you have a 14 by 5.5 steel drum and you really don't need another one, you can take the Armory snare drum, put it in a box, pay the shipping back to Mapex, and we'll actually trade that snare drum out for one of the other 4 models in the Armory series line. Unbelievable, unheard of, no one else is doing it. Let's go check out the Mars kits. Still at the NAMM show with Classic Drummer Magazine and classicdrummermagazine.com. Another set we introduced in our mid-range is our Mars series kit. This kit is an all birch shell, and once again, it comes with the Sonic Clear bearing edge. Get these drums, get them home, get out of the boxes, put a quick tuning on them. They're gonna sound great, they're gonna feel great, they're gonna respond. These drums have some very, very cool features. One is a vertical grain wood covering. It looks like wood. If you were here with me in person, you could take your hand and put it across the top and you'd feel the texture, you'd feel the wood grain. The finish you're looking at right now is a smoke wood with chrome hardware. We've got 3 other finishes that they'll show you later. 3 other finishes available, and all of the finishes are specific to the hardware colors. All the drum sets come in chrome hardware or black plated hardware. In the Mars series, we have some very cool configurations. This is a crossover 22, which people describe as a 1 up and 2 down, 12, 14, 16, 22. All Mars kits come with a 14 by 6.5 snare drum. Something a little different for this classic kit. A deeper snare drum gives you more volume, a lot more body, a lot more tone. All Mars kits can also be purchased with Mars hardware. All the Mars hardware comes in chrome plated or black plated. Mars kits, all birch shell, Sonic Clear bearing edge, Sonic Clear tom suspension mount, Black Panther style lug, amazing kit. The map or the street price on this shell pack is $5.99. You should go to your Mapex dealer, go online, check it out. Here at the NAMM show, and Classic Drummer Magazine is bringing you all the latest hot news. Mapex, we also have Armory Series snare drums, which is an extension snare drum line of the Armory Series drums. The first drum in the series is called the Exterminator. Hybrid shell drum. Shell is made of birch and walnut. All the Armory Series drums have 2.3 mil power hoops. Brand new Mapex Armory strainer, Mapex custom tube lug, and most importantly, Remo coated USA Ambassador batter head, the standard of the industry. The next drum in the line is called the Daisy Cutter. For all you people who may not be familiar with what a daisy cutter is, it was at one time the largest non-atomic bomb ever made. It sort of gives a description of what this drum will do. It'll drive bass players crazy and give them earaches. It's a 14 by 6.5 hammered steel shell with a black plating. Comes with Remo USA American made Ambassador heads, Mapex Armory throw-off, Mapex custom tube lugs, another great drum in the line. As mentioned earlier in the Armory Series drum sets, the drum sets come with a 14 by 5.5 Tomahawk snare drum. Steel, it'll cut your head off. Tune it high, people won't be able to take it. Tune it low, the sound will be fat and it'll go everywhere. It contains all the features like mentioned in the other snare drums. Fourth drum in the line is called the Dillinger. All maple 14 by 5.5 snare drum. It comes with USA coated Remo Ambassadors, Armory throw-off, Mapex custom tube lugs. Great drum, a drum that'll do everything anytime. The last drum in the line is called the Peacemaker, another hybrid shell drum of maple and walnut. This is the same shell that we used in Saturn. It gives a really nice blend of a full, powerful maple sound, and the walnut gives it a nice dark undertone. Again, 14 by 5.5, Armory throw-off, 2.3 millimeter power hoops, Mapex custom tube lug, and USA American Ambassador batter head. Keep in mind, like we mentioned about the Armory kits, when you buy an Armory kit, if that 14 by 5.5 steel snare drum isn't for you, you can put it in a box, pay the freight back to Mapex, and we'll trade it out for one of these other 4 models. That's Mapex at 2014 NAMM Show. Classy Drummer Magazine, thank you for coming by.